eventually try to curtail this pandemic somewhere down the line. And a lot of situations, I think a lot of people are not so much scared of what the vaccine or what they think the vaccine is going to do to them. I think they're scared of needles. I really do. There are some people who have a phobia of needles, just like they do snakes, or just like they do, whatever it is, alligators or whatever, or spiders. They have a phobia of needles. And it does not matter how old they get, they are still going to have that scare tactic instilled upon them when they think about needles. And, but they'll tell you, a lot of them, that, oh, well, I don't trust the vaccine and I'm this and I'm that. But deep down inside, that is the reason. There are also a lot of other cases to where people, depending upon their position, depending upon their status in a company or some type of a business, they will say publicly that they're vaccinated, and they're really not. So when they actually get sick and go to the hospital and they have to be put on a ventilator, well, then it's going to go down on the record that someone was vaccinated and still got COVID. Now, am I saying that truly there are no people who are fully vaccinated that don't end up with COVID and even dying? No. But I am here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that there are many cases to where people are fabricating their vaccination status. And then when they get down to it and they have it, like I say, it's going to go down into the record books like, here's 2 people or here's 3 people who were hospitalized with COVID and they were fully vaxxed. So, why do they do it? It's all kind of reasons, and they're going to have it that way, the same way they are fabricating these cards, these little cheap little white vaccine cards that anyone can download from the internet and write anything on it. Yeah, they have some type of a code or something on it, but if you need to show that somewhere, it looks it's easily duplicated, and a lot of people might have been proven that they've gotten these particular cards and faked them, and they just flash them, and people, all they want to see is the white card, because people are saying, well, how else do you get the white card if you didn't go in there to get vaccinated? But there's all kinds of ways you can get that, ladies and gentlemen. So I just recently went to this website. I live in California, so every state is different. I went on this particular website. It's called the vaccination card. It's a digital vaccination card for California. What you have to do, you go on there, you just fill out some little information, name, whatever, email address, and then you upload a picture of your vaccination card as well as your driver's license or identification card, and you send it in, click send. And it takes 2 to 3 weeks. They'll send you a link back to your cell phone or your email address, however you applied. And then you just put in a little code that you created. And then there you have it. There is your digital code, which will be the mandatory effect, I'll bet you dollars to donuts, going forward, because these little white cards that people have been having in their wallets and purse for the last 7 or 8 months have gotten all dingy, have gotten all torn, have gotten all wrinkled, ain't gonna fly, right? So we have to go to a more digital, a more updated, a more 2021 version of proving your vaccination on your phone, on your cell phone, in a QR code app. And that is the reason, and that is the way we are going with this particular situation. So the other day, when I got my particular digital vaccination on my phone, I wanted to share it with my fellow Californians. And so on one of my social media pages, I put the information up there that here is the information how you can get this, on your phone. And there were some angry birds who rushed me on my own page, telling me, who cares that you got vaccinated? Because I guess the fact that putting that up there tells everyone I'm vaccinated. Who cares that you're vaccinated? Well, you care, dummy, because you're the one answering. I don't know you. I don't you came on my page. I can put anything I want to on my page, right? So apparently it bothers you, or you have some type of inferiority complex or some type of guilt trip because I proved to you or said that I was vaccinated and I was giving the information to people out there, and you got mad at that because you're not vaccinated. Because if you were, you wouldn't have got mad. So you told on yourself whether you wanted to or not. But you don't tell me what to put on my page. I put on my page what I want to put on my page. And I wanted to give people the information because I do believe, like I said earlier, that we're going to get to a point, ladies and gentlemen, that you're going to have to prove that vaccination status on your phone in that particular QR code. And you're going to take those little white cards that's bent up and you're going to tear it in 56,000 pieces and forget about it. But I was putting that on my social media page yesterday or the other day. I got so much hate about, oh, nice picture or nice this, but I don't understand the message, and I have a problem with the message. Oh, folks, we all have to get with the program. We have to do something. Did this vaccine come out really fast, compared, considering everything? It really did. It did come out fast, right? And when Donald Trump mentioned it, it was nope. We don't trust the vaccine, and we certainly don't trust Trump. So he was the first one to mention it. It got shot down, and then all of a sudden everything started, mixing up and coming forward, and then things changed, and then all of a sudden we have the vaccine, somewhere around 9 months after it really got deep, talking about the pandemic. So, here we are. And, people, I know someone right now who's in a hospital who's not vaccinated. And I asked that person, the person texted me and said that they were in the hospital. And I said, with COVID. And I said, wow. I said, and I never asked if they were vaccinated or not. They told me that they were not. And I was like, okay, may I ask why? I mean, is it a medical reason? Is it a religious reason? And the person said, no, just my choice. So you have a lot of people, you have a lot of pro-vaxxers like myself who want to know, and I know you've probably heard this before, but we want to know, why are you now running to the hospital when you can't breathe? Probably it's a natural thing to do. And then you're going to trust whatever they put into you to keep you breathing. You don't know what they're doing because you obviously are in there getting a shot. You obviously are in there getting pills and medicine. You don't know what that is. So you're going to trust that after you decline the vaccination. Okay? Like I said, I think people are scared of needles, and I am not kidding about that. What do you do then in that situation? There are people who have cancer. There are people who are in automobile accidents. There are people who are in fires. There are people who have all these true, real-life emergencies that need hospital beds. However, they are taken up by most COVID patients who did not want to vaccinate. Now, how fair is that? I don't know. Tell me. I know some people would say, look, if you didn't get vaccinated and you have somebody that has another medical condition, then guess what? We're going to put you in the bed right here, and you're just going to have to wait, okay? Because you're not a team player. You are not on board with trying to get rid of this, but you just thinking about yourself. Now you want everybody to think about you. And then that person I'm talking about, I asked that person again, I said, now, do you think you're going to get the vaccine? That person told me, as they were actually texting me a picture of them laying in a hospital bed, I kid you not, laying in a hospital bed, text me a picture of them with a mask on and a ventilator in their nose, and told me once again that I'm not sure that if I make it out of here, I'm going to get the vaccination. What? Oh, my goodness. So, the selfishness runs deep. So you're taking away someone else's hospital bed who had a car accident or a heart attack or whatever, who are probably vaccinated, and then you're not, and now you're coming with the white flag. That ain't fair, folks. I don't know, But that ain't fair. Now, if you got a underlying medical condition that where your doctor is saying that maybe that shot will do you in or make you not feel, okay, that's right. But most people, I have not been hearing that is the situation. These are people who are just politicizing everything, talking about this is my choice and I can do what I want to do. And if I die, if I catch it, then I die and I catch it. But I'm going to tell you something here, folks. I'm going to tell you this right now. That's easy to say when you are all well and dandy. But when you get that situation to where you ain't breathing and you looking for trying to catch air and you're gasping for air, your whole tune changes. I kid you not. Your whole tune will change. I was in the hospital the first time in my life I've ever spent time in the hospital was in January 2020. 2 months after I received my second pneumonia shot. You're supposed to take your pneumonia shot every 5 years. So I took a pneumonia shot in 2014. I took a pneumonia shot in 2019 along with the flu. I took the flu shot in one arm, the pneumonia shot in the other arm in 2019. 2 months later, I was in a hospital for 4 days with pneumonia. Never spent the night in a hospital in all of my life. Pneumonia has similar symptoms than COVID. The only thing that's not similar is the breathing aspect of it. It's not, you really can breathe on it. Your lungs are just infected and your lungs have a lot of phlegm and a lot of different matter in them, but it's not like you're gasping for air. However, you have this rigid cough. You swell up, you're dehydrated, you lose weight, you can't eat, you don't have an appetite, you can't smell. It's all the same symptoms, and that ain't fun. I don't wish pneumonia on my worst enemy. So guess what? People can say that when they're feeling well, but you catch a case of that pneumonia, which is similar to COVID, and guess what? You're going to have your hands up and that white flag in your other back pocket, and you're going to be waving it going like this, I give up. How many people have you read in the last 15 days, 20 days, maybe 2 weeks, who did not get the vaccination? And they're laying in a hospital bed before they passed away, and they were saying, I wish I would have got it. Use my voice, use my platform to go get the vaccination because you do not want to feel like this. Dying, you die. What are you feeling? But you don't want to feel like that. That is a feeling and a half that you do not want to experience. And just like that pneumonia, you do not want to get that, right? So do you want to take that chance? I guess people are taking that chance. They think that maybe they just go to the hospital, they're going to get a shot and a couple of pills and a ventilator, and they're going to be fine. But the suffering that you go through and the hospital bills that you're going to have to, that you incur, come on now. Why would you do that and you just go down there and get a free shot and just take your chances that way? We don't know, ladies and gentlemen. None of us know if this is going to work long term, but this is something unprecedented. You have to trust the unknown at some time. It's called faith. Okay? It's called faith. And you have to be able to just let yourself go and just, get on board with everybody else to try, in this particular case, to end this particular, or if not end it, at least, like I said, put it to bed for a little while. Like the flu. Most people don't get the flu shots, right? But the flu, if you don't get the flu shot, you get the flu, even though flu kills a lot of people every year. It's not, it's not the big pandemic that obviously COVID is, but, help put this thing to sleep so we can, get back to normal and do a lot of things. And I can say, if you decide, if you're the one that do not get vaccination, let me stop. If you are not the one who is going to receive the vaccine, then you need to prepare yourself to be outcast, to be treated like an outcast. And that's going to include not being able to travel in the upcoming days or years, not being able to go into certain restaurants, venues, what have you. We are coming down that road, ladies and gentlemen. And on that note, I am going to end this episode of the Fabulous Form Factor. Please comment in my box on Spreaker or fabulousformfactor@gmail.com. Tell me what you think. It's private. I will not share your information name with anyone.